What's going on, everybody? Today I have got 12 new clone fragrances for you. Now these have all come out within the last year, many of them within the last several months, and this goes without saying now, but the clone market is absolutely exploding. Everywhere from the Middle Eastern clone houses, and there are some sort of new kids on the block, some new players that really deserve some attention. There's also a number of kind of indie clone houses that are popping up, and many of them are producing a significantly higher quality clone fragrance than, you know, the Armafs and the Latafas that we've been used to. So this is a great time to be into fragrances because you can save money more than ever. You can get a quality of alternative. I remember, 25 years ago buying clone fragrances. There was a couple brands. They even used to do commercials on TV whenever I was a kid. But if you got something that was like 60 to 70% close, then you thought, oh yeah, this is really good. This smells like whatever it is that you're duping. But nowadays, some of them, you can barely tell the difference. Side by side, maybe you can notice a quality difference, but it's impressive what's happening now with dupes or alternatives at a way better price than the real thing. So we're going to get into this list, but let me know some of your favorites down below. One of the main ways that I find new clones is that you tell me about them. So if you're seeing some new stuff pop up that I need to check out, let me know down in the comments. Also, remember to give a click to the like button if you like the video and subscribe because I've got videos like this coming out for you every couple days. Let us begin. All right, this one right here, I was sent this by the perfume box. I don't even have like a discount code or affiliate link or anything with them. They just send me fragrances. I'm very thankful for that. I don't make any money off of it. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you about this one right here, Haas Black. It's been getting a lot of talk. A lot of people thought it was going to be a Creed Absolute Aventus clone. But it really is not. And I've seen a lot of reviewers, they're sort of saying it's got a percentage of Absolute Aventus and then a percentage of Hasavat. I don't think that there's any part of this that is supposed to be a dupe of Absolute Aventus. This is like 85 to 90% Hasavat. It's a little sweeter off the top and a little earthier off the top, but it's still very, very similar to Hasavat, and it is strong stuff. Hasavat is strong stuff. It's an extrait de parfum. This one they say is an EDP, but it's a heavy, heavy oil concentration. It's probably bumping up against extrait de parfum as well. Very long lasting, pretty high quality dupe of Hasavat, maybe just a touch darker, a touch earthier than Hasavat. Again, Haas Black. And check out the perfume box. They got a great selection and they sent me this for free, so I don't mind to promo them. All right, next up, this one I've been super impressed with. And this one I actually got off of Amazon Prime for really cheap. This is Veteran Oud by Pandora Sense. And this is a dupe of Stronger With You Oud. Now, I have most of the Stronger With You fragrances. I don't have Oud and I haven't smelled Oud, but everyone says it's got a lot of similarities to Stronger With You Leather, and so does this one. It's kind of like Stronger With You Leather with a touch of Oud, a very palatable kind of like Montal Arabian's Tonka style Oud, just a smooth oud. It's not funky or fecal or any weird stuff like that. It's just a kind of dark, woody oud on top of something that's going to remind you of Stronger With You with a distinct leather note. So again, this stuff is really good. It's really good performing, definitely 8+ hours, and pretty good quality as well. Again, that's one of the standouts about newer clones is the quality is starting to catch up with designers. Another one that I got in, I guess probably 3-4 months ago. I do have the original. I have done side by side, as I have with the Nishane Hasavat dupe I showed at the beginning. And this one's really, really good, even side by side. I'm talking about Rahon Elixir. And this is, of course, a dupe of JPG Lamal Elixir. It is a tobacco honey fragrance. It's got a good bit of mint and lavender on the top, so there's this sort of sweet, aromatic, minty opening, and then you go down into this rich honey and tobacco. They did a really good job with this one. There is a quality difference. You know, I can tell side by side between the two of them, but I'm still going to put it in that 85 to 90% similar. This stuff is incredible, and I will often wear the original and this together to stretch out my bottle because Elixir is still pretty expensive, you know, $100 usually, even for the 75 ml. All right. This next one, this one's a dupe of one of my favorite Parfums de Marly fragrances. I'm talking about Pegasus Exclusive. This one, a whole line just came out from Al Haramain, the Detour Noir line. Of course, Detour Noir, the original, is an awesome Parfums de Marly Leighton clone. And now they've done 3 others that clone Haultain and Leighton Exclusive, and now Pegasus Exclusive. I love Pegasus. I love everything about it. It's this powdery, somewhat metallic almond fragrance with some vanilla. It's to me, it's a fragrance that reminds me of the snow. It smells and feels the way that snow feels. And what they did with Exclusive is they put an oud note on top. It's sort of a little bit of a piney kind of oud. It darkens the fragrance up. I think it makes it more interesting, and this is a really good quality alternative to that, you know, $250 fragrance. You can get this one for low 30s probably. So Al Haramain Detour Noir Intense. I don't think I told you the tag. It's intense specifically. All right, this one is a dupe or an alternative to Montal Arabian's Tonka, which is a sugary oud fragrance. This is Pandora Sense, a branch of Paris Corner, Noir d'Arabie. And this is a great beginner oud fragrance. It is very palatable. It's basically a sweet, woody, dark, woody fragrance. And it does have, it's got an oudiness to it, obviously. If you've tried like Mocha Woods by Fragrance World, that one is a little more oudy, that sort of damp woods feel. This one has that as well, but it's not quite as pungent as some of the other kind of synthetic oud fragrances like this one and like some of the Montal or even some of the Manceras. But if you just are interested in knowing what is oud all about, but you don't want to go down the rabbit hole to some things that might turn your stomach, this would be a good place to start. Noir d'Arabie by Pandora Sense. It's a sweet, powerful, long-lasting fragrance. All right, next up, this one got a ton of hype, and it's a dupe of a KLE fragrance that I have not smelled, but I have seen people online say that it's a really good dupe. I can't comment on that, but I can tell you this is a very interesting fragrance, alternative to KLE Yum Pistachio, and this is Care Pistachio. This is a pistachio gelato fragrance. You've also got notes like whipped cream and cotton candy. You've got vanilla. I think you've even got tonka bean, but there's an interesting kind of fruitiness as well, a little bit of kind of fruity freshness off the top that gives it a little bit of a lighter feel, kind of in the way that gelato is lighter than ice cream. So I actually wore this even during the spring. I don't think I wore it during the summer, but now that it's fall again, I will be wearing it again. Some guys would say it's too feminine for them, and I could understand that. For me, it's not. It's just a very interesting, sweet fragrance that's got a very distinct gourmand feel. If pistachio gelato sounds good to you as a fragrance, then check this one out. All right, next up. This one's supposed to be a dupe of one of the Amen flankers, Ultra Zest. But Ultra Zest was supposed to be kind of a creamsicle fragrance, at least, you know, orange and vanilla being dominant notes. This one has a powerful orange and vanilla off of the top. This is Rahon Traditions Insurrection 2 Emperor. And it is an orange and vanilla fragrance off of the top. But you then go into sort of a musky, oak mossy, almost Aventus smelling fragrance. I don't know if Ultra Zest was that way, but this one to me you do get this very pleasant kind of gourmand orange vanilla top, but then you get that interesting kind of woody, aromatic, oak mossy, something that reminds me a lot of Aventus. Some of you have commented and said, yes, that's exactly the way that you could describe it. So if that sounds interesting to you, it is a good fragrance. I mean, you can see I've worn it a good bit in the 3 or 4 months that I've had it. I've got so many fragrances, to wear one this much in a few months means that I really like it. So check it out. It's inexpensive if you can find it. You're usually going to pay less than 30 bucks. So check that out. All right, next. This one is an alternative to a discontinued Bulgari fragrance, Aqua Amara. That means bitter water, and there's a reason that it was called that. This is Pandora Amorist, and it is a aquatic, in a seashore kind of way. The smell of standing next to the seashore. There is a seaweed note in this that's common to some of the other Bulgari aqua fragrances. There is a citrus in it. There is there is something that is a little bitter. I do know why they say that. But there's almost like sort of a wet rocks kind of mineral feel in this one, as well as that citrus. So this is one that I think probably works better in warmer weather, but as we're got probably a couple months left of that, this would still be worth picking up, and it works great for the spring and summer. Pandora Amorist. Okay, this has now become my favorite alternative to Tom Ford Oud Wood. It is masterfully done. I'm talking about Barouge Lamasat Oud. I don't know when this came out. I know Barouge Perlador blew up a couple years ago. That was the only one I knew about until pretty recently. And they are all excellent quality alternatives to whatever it is that they're inspired by. And this one is such a super high quality, smooth, very alluring, almost addictive dupe of Tom Ford Oud Wood. They just did such a fantastic job with it. I've got a couple other dupes of Oud Wood, and I don't know that I've worn any other since I got this one in. Again, Lamasat Oud by Barouge. All right, let's see here. Next, we will go with this one. This is a Dumont Nitro fragrance, which most of them in the line, I think I've tried all of them but one, and I have honestly liked every single one of them. A couple of them are sort of like an Invictus BR540 twist, then you've got a couple that are Aventus inspired. Well, this one is JPG Ultramall inspired, and it is it's called Nitro Green. It's not a very green fragrance though. It's a powerful vanilla fruity fragrance. It's I haven't smelled it in a month or two. Let's see. Spread it right in my face. Yeah, it's a very bright, lighter take on Ultramall. Afnan 9 p.m. has been everybody's favorite for a long time. And that one may be a little closer to Ultramall, but this one is a little lighter. It's just barely a touch green, but it's fresher than Ultramall, and it wears lighter, and I actually like that. I think it makes it more versatile. Really, really good stuff. All of the Nitro fragrances are long-lasting. They've got some lift and some sillage, and so definitely would recommend this one if you like Ultramall. All right, my last two here are Zoha aroma fragrances. Now, I'm telling you, Zoha fragrances have impressed the ever-loving crap out of me. This one is an alternative to Tom Ford Plum Japonais. This is Wild Plum. This is a sweet, boozy plum fragrance. Listen to the notes. You've got Japanese plum, cinnamon, saffron, liquor, plum blossom, and oud. And the oud in this fragrance is a standout. It's kind of a textured oud surrounded by those sort of dark, sweet notes. It is intoxicating. I've only smelled Plum Japonais in the store, but from what I remember, it's really close. But even if it wasn't close, if you want a very interesting plum oud fragrance with a little bit of booziness and a lot of sweetness, this stuff is incredible. It's very long lasting, very powerful. It's a room filler, Wild Plum by Zoha. And then finally, this one is really cool because Xerjoff Torino 21 has been known to be a fragrance it's often out of stock. It's always going to be really expensive. Well, now Zoha has made their alternative to that fragrance. It is Mystic Mint and Citrus. There's a very realistic mint in this. We have two planters out on our back deck that are full of a couple different kinds of mint, and you can take the mint leaves, rub them in between your fingers, and you get this, of course, aromatic, green, sweet, fresh, spicy mint. That's what this one smells like, but it also has something that will remind you of Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino, or at least it does me. It's this sort of fresh, my wife said it smells like a spa. Whenever I've sprayed it for her, she says it smells like a spa, like a place where you go to get a massage and she goes to get facials or nails done or whatever. And it does have that sort of fresh, almost essential oils kind of a feel. But in this one, you've got lemon, mint, basil, thyme, blackcurrant, lavender, verbena, and jasmine. And so you hear those sort of herbal aromatic notes. That's what you're going to get with this one. Very good stuff. Mystic Mint and Citrus from Zoha Aroma. So that's been 12. These are all fairly new, and these are a great sampling that really shows how impressive clone fragrances have become, especially in the past year. Even the past 3 years, we are in a different plane than we were 3, 4, 5 years ago, not to mention, of course, 20 years ago. So let me know down in the comments, do you have any clone recommendations for me? Which ones of these have you tried and what do you think about them? Remember to give a click to the like button if you like it and subscribe. I'm Justin, this is Haas Scents. I'll see you on the next one.